Aji dunia de sob manukan International Day Against Drug Abuse or Illicit Trafficking observe kurita anishna chumugirima drug user network kan prabi program ekta rakhishe NEISSR hall chumugirima de program de IAS retired KK Sema kun ekta recovering addict la paba ase taibi kothagurishe IB details hobo.
The healthcare part of it, definitely addiction is one of the least understood thing in the world. Now there was a gentleman who used to have a zip of whiskey or brandy every day. His wife had never tasted this. So one day, as his name was drinking, she went and had a zip. Said, "Darling, a terrible taste. How do you manage this?" And the man's face lit up and said, "Hardly to see what's happened I'm going through every day." So this is exactly, addiction is something that is difficult for those who are not born through it to understand. We need to be with them to understand what they do.
So during my youth, I did a glimpse at my past. There are lots of misconceptions towards drug addict. Like church members, they will come to me, they will surround me, and they will pray. This is something wrong with the Holy Spirit. You know what? The Lord, praise the Lord. He told me I'm suffering, and someone is surrounding me and praying. What does it mean in front of when I'm a sinner? They think that's really a sin. What? Is there no other way? Talking in front of the church member, I'm not saying it to you. Okay, Pastor. I will say. So they view us as sinners. Even in the society, they view us lack of moral principles, of masculine, kegiatan, family members, they will say lack of willpower. No tama nggak sekarang kita cakap ini nak, siapa kayak nanti disiplin penjara. No tama lobi, nak willpower kayak suam lagi. Pakai dalam sebuah. And even more important also, I was working in first time. Dia tak akan melarang di sana. I was working behind bar.
To state of addiction, it is an absolutely uncontrollable kind of activity that we have no choice but to look for drugs. It becomes a demand for survival. Because if you do not have the drug, you have your withdrawal symptom, and that withdrawal symptom is something that you cannot bear. The craving for the drug is uncontrollable, and therefore, when the children are suffering from that kind of a pressure point, they will not care whether they are stealing the father's money. Stealing becomes a very small habit. It becomes a part of your life. They go stealing from everywhere in the bubble. When you look at the whole situation, you see that the drug addicts are just cutting off the copper wires on the roadside to sell it. They need that money to get the drug. And there's no stopping them. They ride and disappeared, the moral compass is non-existent. All they want is that drug. To get them back to life.
I will just give you a short, brief data about from 2023 January to 2025 May. Basically 2 years and 6 months, or 5 months. 2 years and 5 months. Do you know what is the ratio between HIV infection through the drug use? So in this time, 313 out of 2,666 patients who got HIV through injecting drug use. 313 out of 2,666 who are patients who are registered with us and who are documented who have used drugs and could have got HIV through injecting drug use. And the percentage is very alarming. It's 11.74. And this is the data about Dimapur. So it is a huge burden. If I tell you the last 6 months, every month when patients are tested for HIV and detected positive and registered with us to start treatment, and we are talking about only those who are registered with us, only those who have come forward for HIV testing and started the treatment. We are talking about only those. I would rather say it's the tip of the iceberg. There are so many who are unknown, who are not yet tested, not yet detected. So if you see the last 6 months scenario, in December 2024, it's just few months back, okay? In December 2024, out of 54 patients who got HIV, 3 of them have gone through IV drug use. I'm just talking about IV drug use. And in January 2025 this year, 9 out of 82 patients got HIV through injecting drug use. 9, which is 10.9%. And in the month of February, 9 out of 95 patients got HIV through injecting drug use, which is about 9.4%. Now, in the month of May, 18 out of 98 patients got HIV through injecting drug use. That is 18.3%. In the month of March. In April, 12 patients got HIV through IV drug use, and out of 105. And that is 11.4%. And in the month of May, which was just a month back in our data, 9 out of 96 new patients who are registered with us is 9.93%, 9 out of 96. So every month when we register about new HIV detected HIV positive patients, out of average is around 90 to 100. And out of that, in Dimapur, it is more than 11%.
Today, I would like to spend some time to speak to you about our organization, Chumukedima District Users Network. We are a group of recovering addicts and alcoholics who have seen the horrors of addiction, and we believe that it is a moral duty for each and every one of the society to be able to help one another to stop this menace. Before I continue, I would like to answer some of the questions which seem to keep coming up during our conversations. And one of them is, who is an addict and what is addiction? Apart from the dictionary definition or a quick Google search, addiction is a disease, a disorder recognized by the World Health Organization and other highly regarded medical organizations. Very simply, an addict is a man or woman whose life is controlled by the use of drugs, and alcohol is also considered a drug. The only difference is that it is regarded as socially acceptable. We are people in the grips of a continuing and progressive illness whose ends are always the same: jails, institutions, and premature death. It is a complex disease involving the physical, mental, spiritual, and social aspect of the individual. Exclusive treatment of one aspect of the disease often falls short because it's akin to concentrating on only your bedroom while the rest of your house is all fire. This disease requires the treatment of all aspects as a whole, a holistic approach, if I may. The simple fact is this: just as cancer patients go to hospitals to have a fighting chance at survival, a person with substance abuse disorder should go to a genuine rehabilitation center where they are equipped to handle unique requirements of this disease. It is not a shameful act in seeking help. It does not mean that a family is cursed if one of them has to be treated at a rehabilitation center. In fact, it is one of the hardest things any individual will have to do. What it proves is that this individual has certified in spirit and action that he or she loves their family and themselves enough to face life on life's own terms. It is an extremely difficult journey we must take to live clean and sober. No human being can assure 100% result, but one thing is 100%. You will find out exactly who you are, how strong or weak you truly are, without the false bravado or ego involved. Secondly, what are the responsibilities of a society? Society should realize that it is not about the lack of willpower or that the person is morally corrupt. It is more to do with the fact that the person is sick. This is not to excuse any of the antisocial behaviors carried out during active addiction, but to bring about awareness and highlight why addicts act the way they do. We live in a society, and therefore the laws of the lands cannot and should not be taken lightly. But realizing that the addict is suffering from a sickness reveals the true nature of what society should be: firm but compassionate. None of us are perfect, and out of sheer frustration, we may say, "I am not an addict. Why should I care? It's not my problem." Or, "Let those who have the problem deal with the problem." What we fail to realize is that this is a social disease. And since we all live in a society, it will affect you one way or another, and sooner rather than later. I am sure with just a few steps of looking forward at our own extended families, we can identify someone who suffers from addiction. That, my dear brothers and sisters, is how deeply this disease has infiltrated our society. Sadly, the solution for some ill-informed sectors of our society believe is to lock up, ostracize, or stigmatize the addict. Will the same treatment be met out to a diabetic, a mentally challenged person perhaps, a person with hypertension? I wonder. When we look at a person suffering from addiction the same way as we look at someone who is sick, the problem is demystified, accepted, and therefore taken to the logical conclusion of a systematic treatment and problem redressal. This is not to discount all the hard work already put in by the people responsible: the government departments, the healthcare professionals, NGOs, the families of addicts, including well-wishers. Some of them are the very reason the lucky few of us recovering addicts stand here before you today, and we will be forever grateful. Society will realize that most recovering addicts are amongst the most God-fearing, well-adjusted, responsible, intelligent, and creative people they will ever meet, because they know exactly what it feels like to be devoid of these qualities while they were under the influence. It is a sad story of a desperate need to be a part of a loving family, to be a productive member of society, basically to be a normal human being. And finally, a message to all my addicts who are in need. We, the members of CDUN, want to tell you, we remember the darkness that surrounds you right now. We have also lived through the never-ending screams of desperation, negative thoughts, and self-hate in our minds. We remember all the times you said, "If only I had not done this," or "If only they had done that," and it has left an indelible mark on each and every one of us. But by the grace of God, we are here today, my brothers and sisters. We have found a new way to live, a new way of life, which in the darkest hours you may have never thought possible. It is absolutely possible. We stand as living proof that this disease can be overcome. We will not lie. Our lives are not perfect. Some bridges have been permanently burnt, but we will spend the rest of our lives trying to be worthy of the second chance given to us. We are here to guide you and your families through the same paths that we had to painfully but rewardingly take to get where we are today. All the grace and the mercy of a loving God follows you. Do not give up. And remember, a truly valuable sword is one that has been put through intense fire and refinement. Let us be the instruments, and let God be the divine blacksmith. Thank you. Well, I'll let one of our members speak.
There's no specific reason. Now, curiosity is there, peer pressure is there, and the environment itself is a factor. Last time, addiction was on the decline. Now, in 3-4 years back, now we have seen a surge in the addiction problem. Iniga sadu bisi huja je itu kan muhan ku tage second wave aya je like corona na addiction dora kumti huje ku ne 2022 pare na 23 bara ko bisi hoan jena ekta huje itu kan we are not looking in the reason kire addiction ke dawai ka je tu but what we can do about that na kham anu huje kaun ne corona patient ekta do corona lagi je na tage pegai dibo na what treatment we are supposed to give na our keep paru mo kana effective in ga se de ne our addiction ene gusi ne thagi se do ene all the common people daga bamna de are we pabo thagre ke tharu na paru addiction is also a disease na it need a complete treatment kare detox kuru dai da chari do laga no itu kana ekta package nisna ekta thagi bo lage itu kana our this year theme is breaking the chain, prevention, treatment and recovery for prevention to initial stage. Prevention na parisi guribi treatment the kid do lagi. Tadi mohon fokus ini tadi bawa kare treatment tu dapat khar cari gurine parisi guribi si bawa treatment ekta lagi treatment ekta lagi je laga pisi de recovery de ayu pare. Itu ekta package ekta lagi je itu kan. Mohon bisi bar aku many people still feel that is not my problem. Nah, nije da go mono nije da baik tan ore nije da bacha nije da datan watak tu mora problem hoy nega babi de nega na over again because ek din do this mohana environment de nega ho mohana society ase ek din apne face karo so be prepared na itu international day against drug abuse and illicit trafficking. What is the purpose of having this? Nah, creating awareness among the public and to garner their support. Na kari department para fight kuina addiction problem hatau gudu na paru gude. We need all the public support. The CEOs of department so they are trying the best. Na we accept that. We na pari kina ase itu kana itu tak sok raga public raga support ekta na itu take group. We should not be dependent only on the department. Na itu administration para what are the duties. Itu supply route dia tan fokus kuri asa do demand generation tu mohon fokus kuri na sensitize kuri dibi kangge na itu nak kau lagi aku kini aku school kan de ki kan de jauh lagi itu kan itu aku as a community as a organization mohon ada demand tu hai kini kan na prevention dia bisa fokus kuri na mohon aku we just want to give back what we got na ene bisi manantu kue dawai kawan kita cawan na pare but it's possible miracle do happen in nega ku tega nega recovery we ase na we are living proof na if you want to help if you we are ready to provide any help na you I say we have been through the help.
The emotional and the counseling part of it comes into the picture, but on a more practical note, we basically, like my brother is saying, we provide emotional, not just emotional support, but actual practical ways of going about getting into recovery. Like, we will connect you to rehabilitation centers if required. We will connect you to detox centers as well. We help in basically finding a path for you to be able to come out of this. Our end goal is that you become one. Providing useful skills to the society. That is one important aspect of our CDUN. Now, There are a lot of complex ways in which we will be moving forward. It is not as simple as 1, 2, 3. It is definitely, it takes a lot of courage on the part of the addict and on the part of the alcoholic. It is extremely difficult, to say the least, but it is possible. Like we said, here we stand. We are people who had to go through hell and come back, and basically come back to tell you that it is possible. So whatever requirements that you have, please contact us. We are always available. We will have our pamphlets and information available in NICER, and pretty soon we will have our information available online as well. So we will let you know as soon as we have that ready. Thank you.
Well, I just want to say something that we are having this program in 11 districts organized by the community, that is the users community. So we want to put emphasis that recovering dawai khatan TV, we are burdened to the society, but after coming to the recovery, we are trying our best to give to the society. Our CTN, being a new district, but they are going full force. The community can kick and I appreciate that I encourage them, and I hope God will bless them in the future endeavor. Still, there are so many issues that the public are still ignorant. Dr. Khan Kwan na OST la kiki la ko ase ne dawai charuan na para to OST also help kure de OST khare do apni kan umi se ki kure ki no na is harm reduction policy ta ase OST khare se apni dawai na kha kini me itu OST to kha kini apni chobi na kuru go bara jagra me na kuru harmful no ho jai uri inne ka OST center ekta kuru ka do na ekta koin de jaribe tade bara khitai do till now is happening like that. Hindi kami no lagi. Itu tu tan ignorant huwa kani biasa. Ni ke OST karate ki benefit ase ki hul. Are charu na pare to tai cho so rumo na bina criminal activity de na pata bina na. OST karinge tara criminal activity to bon group pare to itu to bisi bahasa no hai. Ako mura kureni de dawai kama na aha no. To mura kureni manu kama no be jaine OST to avail group pare to. Ako itu la benefit to so manu pau to na. Itu buju lagi. Itu karena ne Korini Hanki Uri, Norwegia, so country Uri, OST Kado, rob tolerate. It's not just for one individual Ragavino, shop Raga benefit for the Naga society. Addiction to one group to shop Kujis, shop department Kujis, Naparis stop get a solution with Angi Divina. Now, it OST Kaga, the parents can family can give man dugnago, criminal activity in a so in harm reduction injection we namara ho jai the OST can give you buzigine support with government initiative as government initiative to just for the not for the benefit of the government Naga society Naga youth can do tange biar rasta de criminal activity can no tange bachao re it's fixed with injection ma de HIV power OST to carry the injection namara to I want the appeal to the public. The OST Ragavi, ignorant now, we, Buzivi, doing some don't kill our benefit as a tolerate we could be. To the Mura calling the Dawai Manu Kamano, about hours of within over. It's serving a purpose. Na, to can a public room, as you can give in.
One client can get low palo. That can be killed, be killed, for example, 8 client is rape the 8 meters. To take kill peddling gure, biki gure, Koledu. In order to sustain his or her dose. Kiane market la rate to be shares. Sunflower ekta kaini daba to I think it costs 3,500 in ekta wo. To 18 full blown de jaisu kuledu itu ekta du khai du ijundo. To suppose a student the pocket money kimam pawo korwa 18 de at the most 200 300 itu pawo do. To ekta dose de 500 in chula aso. So in order to sustain his addiction by hook or by crook not like manu cho gurumon nai manu gi rob gurumon nai so the best way to take guess it that bulk prab jaine bichi kini lo to ani ne rakhi gine bikri gule ta lap to tai khau paribo na one ta la sustain guru garne na to itu law enforcement kan ta kan kali ta kan la duty e class e itu no de
apni moila bi ase itu responsibility do kane itu du mo society de effect kura ase do to society de effect kura ase youngster kan de effect kura ase to itia hotspot to Dimapur ase yate asama yate ba aye yate wa dispatch kure to inya hwa du ke ase kule du kha manu du bishi thaga ase do itu ane demand do ahi ase do demand to ase to supply to ahi ase do to aji la din commemorate kura ase International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. तो itu hole do muhammi muhala chidi una purpose ekta do kya ase hole do we just want to pass a message that there is life beyond addiction. Itu de focus kora ase. That means for example Mount Everest. अपने हम एक बार भी क्लाइम पूरी साना है अपने हम एक बार भी दवाई खा साना है तो दवाई खा साना है बोले दवाई ला टेस्ट तो किन्हीं आसे नोले लाइफ ते अपनी अन्य से खा साना है तो अन्य से ला टेस्ट तो किन्हीं आसे can you describe in words खाद न्याय ताज़ी न्याय को पारो को ना पारो तो ताला टेस्ट तो किन्हीं आसे कौन खाइसे ताया इसे भी टेस्ट तो जाने दो so मुहाना message तो क्या आसे it's better to hear from the horse mouth ना so we can there's a famous slogan it is in giving that we receive it we can only give what we have so what we have to we have been into Mount Everest de utishe to tate uthya ta megni to kini ase want to experience bi to kurishi do uthya bi utishe namya bi namishi do to drug kha do kini ase ngon itu taste to jane aru kina feel gure itu jane do to itu do mukhambi ulawo charibo pare hole do apni kun holi suffer ko asole paribo itu focus kora je